Welcome back, esteemed political analysts, to Maple Leaf Mayhem, where we dissect Canadian politics with the precision of a brain surgeon and the tact of a moose in a china shop. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into the Trudeau era, 2019 to 2025. A period so jam-packed with scandals, gaffes, and questionable decisions, it makes House of Cards look like a PBS documentary. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew about Canadian leadership, because this isn't just politics. It's a Shakespearean tragedy performed by a troupe of clowns. Subscribe now, because if you don't laugh, you'll cry, and frankly, we're all out of tissues. 2019, a simpler time when the biggest problem facing Canada was whether or not to legalize cannabis edibles. Then came SNC-Lavalin, a Quebec engineering firm facing serious bribery charges. Our boy Justin, ever the knight in shining armor, or maybe just a really expensive suit, decided to intervene. He leaned on then Attorney General Jody Wilson-Raybould, suggesting she might want to, consider a deferred prosecution agreement. Wilson-Raybould, a woman of principle and apparently a masochist, refused. The result? She was promptly shuffled out of her position faster than you can say separation of powers. The Ethics Commissioner, bless his bureaucratic heart, found Trudeau guilty of violating ethics rules. Trudeau's response? A shrug and a my bad. Was this a genuine attempt to protect Canadian jobs, or a blatant example of political interference? You decide, but remember, in Canada, even corruption comes with a side of maple syrup. Also in 2019, just when you thought things couldn't get any more embarrassing, the Blackface photos surfaced. Not one, not two, but three separate instances of Trudeau, sporting some seriously questionable makeup choices. Aladdin at a party? Check. High school talent show gone wrong? Check. A video of him making questionable gestures? Triple check. The apologies flowed like Niagara Falls. He was deeply sorry. He didn't know it was racist. He should have known better. The problem? He said it all before. 3 times. It's hard to believe that someone so committed to social justice could have such a glaring blind spot. Was this a momentary lapse in judgment, or a reflection of a deeper, more problematic worldview? The jury's still out, but one thing's for sure: it's hard to lecture the world on diversity when you've got a closet full of blackface photos. Fast forward to 2020, the year the world went sideways. While everyone else was struggling to find toilet paper, the Trudeau family was apparently raking in cash, courtesy of the WE charity scandal. The government awarded a $912 million contract to WE to administer a student grant program. Sounds great, right? Except for the fact that Trudeau's mother and brother had been paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for speaking engagements by WE. Ethics Commissioner? You guessed it, another ethics violation. Trudeau claimed he didn't know about his family's involvement. Sure, Jan. Finance Minister Bill Monod was also implicated and resigned, proving that in Canadian politics, even the finance ministers can't resist a little bit of WE-flavored gravy. Was this a case of innocent oversight, or a blatant example of cronyism? You be the judge, but remember, in Canada, even charity can be a family business. ArriveCAN, the app that cost more than the GDP of some small island nations. Originally intended to streamline border crossings during the pandemic, it quickly became a symbol of government incompetence and wasteful spending. The initial cost was a modest $80,000. By the time it was all said and done, it had ballooned to a staggering $60 million. The Auditor General found a complete lack of oversight, and the RCMP is currently investigating. Meanwhile, Canadians were stuck in quarantine, wondering how an app could possibly cost that much. Was this a simple case of mismanagement or a deliberate attempt to siphon off taxpayer dollars? The investigation is ongoing, but one thing's for sure. ArriveCAN is a monument to government waste. In 2021, Canada marked its first National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, a day to honor the victims and survivors of residential schools. Where was Trudeau? Surfing in Tofino, British Columbia. The optics were, shall we say, not great. He claimed he was spending time with his family, but the image of him frolicking on the beach while the nation mourned was a PR disaster. He eventually apologized, but the damage was done. Was this a genuine oversight, or a sign that Trudeau's commitment to reconciliation was more performative than substantive? It's a question that continues to haunt his legacy. Let's fast forward to January the 6th, 2025. The Trudeau era is coming to an end. Trump's tariffs have crippled the Canadian economy. Housing is unaffordable. Groceries cost more than a down payment on a small condo. Trudeau's approval rating is in the toilet. His finance minister, Chrystia Freeland, has stabbed him in the back. The NDP has abandoned him. A no-confidence vote looms. In a desperate attempt to cling to power, he prorogues Parliament, effectively shutting down the government. But it's too late. On March 23, 2025, he resigns. Was this a noble act of self-sacrifice or a desperate attempt to avoid a humiliating defeat? You decide. But one thing's for sure, the Trudeau era ended not with a bang, but with a whimper. So what's the takeaway from all of this? Was Justin Trudeau a well-intentioned leader who was simply overwhelmed by the challenges of the job? Or was he a narcissistic dilettante who was more interested in photo ops than policy? The truth, as always, is probably somewhere in between. He was a charismatic politician who inspired many Canadians, but he was also prone to gaffes, scandals, and questionable decisions. His legacy is complex and contradictory. He leaves behind a country that is more diverse, more progressive, and more aware of its past. But he also leaves behind a country that is deeply divided, economically uncertain, and increasingly cynical about its political leaders. So, what do you think? Was Justin Trudeau a hero, a villain, or just a really, really sorry dude? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, why not create a meme or two? After all, if you can't laugh at Canadian politics, what can you laugh at? Like and share this video if you found it informative, entertaining, or just plain infuriating. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the wacky world of Canadian politics. Because in Canada, the only thing more predictable than the weather is the next political scandal. Peace out, eh?